Joseph Jammal. Generous, loving, no worries. Musical, spirit-filled, a leader, diplomatic, accepting, adventurous, positive, patient, even-tempered, moral compass, righteous, truthful, forthright, empathetic, compassionate, supportive, spontaneous, vivacious. What does that mean? The list goes on. Those are all words in English. But you know what? Dad had his own language, didn't he? Today there are people in this very room that understand what the following words mean. Jojo. That meant niece or nephew by blood. Ahal. That was said after he delivered the punchline. Ahalen. That was one of his most notable greetings. You were blessed if you got your own personal name. I'm talking about you, Uncle Pat. Where are you? Put your hand up, Uncle. Where are you? There he is. Michael. Come on, put your hand up. Don't be shy. Where are you, Uncle? That'd be awkward if he wasn't. Jojo. Yeah, Rash. Good girl. Bah. Lucky bah. Ducky. The daddy. Big fur. Frick. Dinetti. Cookers. Big L. Cremo. And where's Aiden? You knew you were especially treasured if you experienced one of his notable quirks. For example, have you ever noticed him calling you, answering the phone, you answer with, hello, and all you hear is no response, except a glass with some ice in it, shaking. Me, mate? Basically, that meant come and have scotch with me, and that generally worked within 15 minutes. He would send out messages that simply said, SS. What did that mean? Everyone knew that meant, I'll be at City Extra on Church Street, Parramatta, having a single stack of pancakes. Within 15 minutes. On a serious note, there are numerous people in this room where he has enhanced their spiritual journey. Dad's core goal was to create unity among people, especially Christians. He was anti-division, an includer, encourager, and confidant. His Bible studies were one of a kind and gave tangible depth and understanding to the Bible. Music also ran through his veins. It wouldn't be surprising if the next time we see him, we hear him first, joining the angels when they sound the trumpet for the second coming of the Messiah. In fact, I doubt there's an instrument that he doesn't know how to play. And if he finds himself in need of an instrument, and he finds the urge to play it, he'll make one. He'll improvise. On the car dashboard, on a plate at a fancy buffet, by drilling holes into an electrical conduit pipe, plastic, to play the flute. Keep an eye out, that's coming up in the video, in the montage. And if there's no potential props, he would drum on his thighs, face, chin, upper lip. What a percussionist.
Or someone else's thighs.
Wow. But his forte was the wind instrument of the anatomy. He would even experiment and improvise with the acoustics of leather seats in the car. He'd apply the child lock so no one could open the windows, while the family was going through the car wash. A diverse performer, always pushing the boundaries, indeed. Of course we miss him, but his legacy will live on. and we will feel his guiding presence with every milestone we cover. There are places where we will particularly remember him because of the good times we shared there. Fraser Island, Grassy Heads, Noosa, Port Douglas, just to name a few. Look, as an adventurous man, he loved breaking the rules and norms of society. How often do you hear Christians holding a Ramadan barbecue for his workers on the construction site? In fact, he always fed his workers with breakfast, lunch, and often dinner, with entertainment, of course. If you dare ask him a biblical question, just see if you can get it answered within 2 hours. To him, nothing had a simple answer when it came to the Bible. No one can deny that Joseph Jammal has certainly left his mark on this world and everyone that knew him. I mean, today, perhaps I should have been feeling fearful, angry, confused, distraught, lost. No. He was a moral compass for me, and perhaps for some of you as well. But he has taught us how to find true north, to navigate our lives, so that we don't need him to be a compass anymore. His job is done. Instead, he instilled in us the fruits of the Spirit: love, peace, patience, joy, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, so that you can tackle any problems that come your way in life. And with family, what can't you achieve then if they have your back? I'm going to leave the script here for a second because there are some hilarious stories I just want to cover. George El Bayed, El Phoenician. Nothing beats going there and George seeing us arrive, and he gives the waiter or the waitress the nod. And there's no way we're going to finish the food, yet it just keeps coming. And Dad's pleading with George, George, please, for the sake of the children starving in Africa, just tone it down. But the food keeps coming. Even when Dad would try a coffee at a new place for the first time, what would he do? He'd get the cup. He'd go, ah. A lot of people worry that their parents in their final days would deteriorate. I know he wasn't. Let me tell you why. We had a lovely priest, Coptic priest, arranged by Ferdi, God bless him. Adel's not my brother-in-law. His name is Father Angelos. And Dad had just one question for him. He was really fascinated by the pearly gates of heaven that come from the New Jerusalem, referenced in the book of Revelation. He was just asking the Father, he said, why? Why are they pearls? It doesn't make any sense. And the Father was like, why? What's your confusion about it? It's just, the streets are made of gold, there's gems everywhere, and the gates are pearls. And Dad said, but pearls are not kosher. It doesn't make any sense. Jews don't have a lot of seafood. And the Father was trumped. He didn't know what to say. And the amount of times, it didn't matter which church the person was from. I spent a lot of time in an Anglican school, an Anglican church. It didn't matter which elder of the church we greatly respected. You'd always find that one thing that just trumped them up. One of my favorite ones, there was a man named Ross from my church at St. Paul's Anglican. I did a bit of time there to learn how Anglicans teach. And I can't forget this story. It's hilarious. I had all these younger boys, 18 to 25-year-old boys. And Dad was trying to get them interested in the Bible. And Dad said, did you know there's cats in heaven? And the boys are like, how do you know that? That doesn't come up in the book of Revelations or anywhere else. And Dad, he said, well, there are harps in heaven. And the harp strings are made from the intestines of cats. And my elder, he was like 30, he's like 60 years old, Ross. He's just scratching his head like, how did you get that? Who reads that? But you know what? The last thing I sort of want to leave you guys with is the last thing I remember Dad really saying to me. I think it was Monday night before he passed on Tuesday morning. He said to me, Joel, I'm really impressed by and I'm really happy that your Uncle Haysam Jammal started teaching Bible studies. It meant the world to him, Uncle. It really did. And in his own way, he's done that for every single one of us. And it's beautiful. And so this is the lesson. We grieve today. We thank him today. We celebrate a beautiful life today. But we do not forget the obligation we have looking ahead. There's not a death number there. There's not a date. Because he lives eternally. And also he lives in each and every one of you. Everything he's taught you, everything he's guided you to do and shown you to do and to live a lovely life, that is what you must do for the rest of your life and replicate, just as he did. Just as he showed us all how to find true north on the map, so too we must be compasses for other people and show them how to navigate their own lives. On behalf of my family, I want to make reference to the amazing sort of unity I've seen from the family this last week. The speed that you guys have all rallied around my family is phenomenal. I can't thank you enough. Seeing Mum never left alone at home, always having someone to comfort her, it's the best. I really appreciate it. I do believe Mum's also requested that you please don't wear black around her all from now on. Please don't. We love you. We're celebrating a life today. We're not going to be sad for the next year. We are celebrating a wonderful life of a father who made a very big impact in the world and to his kids and loving wife. But please, thank you everyone. Thank you for everything you've done, whether it be food, whether it be being around us, whether it be asking us every 5 seconds if we need water. Thank you so much. I can't say everyone's name is here. We wouldn't be able to watch the video, and I really want you guys to see it. But if I was to pick one particular person who's really been a real crutch to help Dad through these last few years, really help him through these last few years, it's Uncle Jimmy. Uncle, you are my dad's best friend these last few years. You've been a legend, an absolute legend. Whether it be going to Mexico with him, whether it be sitting with him and going through the medicines and doing all of that stuff that I wouldn't even know where to start. Uncle, thank you.
It's my privilege.
Thank you so much. But in a moment, I'm about to play this video for you. Feel free to laugh. It's hilarious. I had a lot of fun putting it together with my sister Georgette. No one's seen it. The video is on YouTube, and I'll send you guys all the link if you send me a message. There are a lot of excess photos and videos that we had that we didn't end up using. If you want those too, I'll send you the Dropbox link. There's so much stuff. Lath and the boys were legends in scanning things from all our books and doing that. But in a moment, we're going to play this video, and we're going to really celebrate what I call a wonderful life, something we should all strive towards. So without further